Sanaa kwa sana, karibu kwa yet another conversation edition. Na Kenyan hip hop, what a year it has been. Tumekuwa na corona, bado iko, and imekuwa an interesting year musically. Kulikuwa na a lot of uncertainty. Wasanii wako wanajua whether they will release projects, how to go about releasing projects, whether or not to release music kwa hii climate, how to go about it, and sales, alafu pia kuangalia focus ya content yao, and then story ya shows. Just a lot of things zilikuwa zinakuwa thought about during a period, and ningependa to peane our, which is the reason for this video, ni our top 5 KE hip hop projects of 2020. Na si a communal list, ati list moja with 5 from unajua ni tumecompile, kila msee kuna list yake, and each individual will take us through their list. Pitia list yake.
Tell us why.
And just tuambie the reasoning behind the ranking, the reasoning behind mbona amechagua hizo 5 projects kwa the final list. Ilikuwa tufanye 10, lakini kuna lakini kubwa, hata niache hivyo. Lakini so nafanya 5 na ina encompass all projects from albums to mixtapes to EPs zote, ndo na feel go naomba na Niko ready.
Sawa.
Ready.
So
introduction man.
Roger.
Ataandika majina zetu hapa chini hapa. Bottom right corner ni inside my side.
Roger Musoti na Irauka.
Sio kama ndio usema jina. Like
Sit tuna pause anasema.
Musoti. Tuanzie top 5.
Top 5 list yangu mimi niko one yenye niko shoot feature kwa list za at least watu wawili wengine.
Wait. Are we doing them in order or just randomly?
In order.
In order.
Okay.
In order.
So number 1 for me.
Ngoja start na 5.
Number 5. Okay, sawa. Number 5 kwa list yangu ni Lucky You ya Nyashinsky. It was a really dope project, but in a rank as number 5 because most of the songs hapo I wouldn't consider them a hip hop. I wouldn't consider the album a hip hop album. Most of the songs hazikuwa hip hop of sorts, but kulikuwa na hip hop elements to the whole album, ndio maana imetokea kwa list yangu. So number 5 is Nyashinsky's Lucky You, which was a really good album in general. Alafu from a really dope hip hop artist. Number 4 ni MC's Left Arm, the Untitled EP. Huyu ametokea kwa list yangu. He's the most recent addition to hiyo list yangu juu. Bro, mimi I haven't yet fully unpacked whatever was going on in that album.
Don't give
I'm not going to
tunafaa kufanya hiyo review, so ata reserve his comments on that, but
So when I was listening to this album, it gave me, unajua ilinikumbusha my number 1 album kwa hii list na make hizi. So kuna venye those 2 projects zina relate sana. So number 3 to me ilikuwa Frequency. It was a really dope project from a really dope artist. Ilikuwa a poetry rap project mixed together, a concept album, which means ni kitu ilikaliwa chini, ikafikiriwa, ika-executiwa perfectly, besides kitu moja yenye anyway
tunakumbuka
kama mjui mnaweza watch review ya Frequency ya Checkmate Mido. Mwone venye watu wanaingilia na ni maoni yangu. But it's okay. So it was a really good project, and it is one of the highlights. Homework. As in, I actually didn't think a fellow poet angeitoa something this good. I know that shows the level I hold my colleagues
to.
But he's a rapper first, so I know, but still.
Usikia flow
Zinisikia, sino maana kwamba mimi nilishangazwa. Kwani poets can't be rappers. No serious. So anyway, that's my third album. Number 2, ni Sadfa, Tuambie. Nilaisi mo.
So that's the second EP.
That's the second EP
on your.
Yeah. So it was a really good album from Tuambie. Yani hata si lazima ni explain. Ni kitu yenye kama unataka kujua enda sikiza. If you're not impressed by it, me hata sijui. Me I don't know how to help you. Yeah. So my number 1 is Antidote. As should have been any kitu yenye venye album ili drop. Nilisema like I have nilisema tu this is probably going to be my best album of this year. Only kitu mimi nilikuwa enjoy because of how it sounded. I'm a person who loves
lyricism. Pia person niambia hii. You won't even wait for the whole year to end.
Exactly.
This is the best project.
Na hiyo si hata biasness. Nijue what I love, napenda lyricist. Napenda hip hop in general. So when I get 2 people doing it perfectly on an album, alafu iko na features zenye hazileti mchezo, like features zenye zimeenda shule. Like what more do you expect? So Antidote is number 1 to me kwa hii, and I'm really sad haikushinda Uncut Awards. Alafu
wewe ni Roger one side.
I'm so disappointed, not in the album, not in the artists, not in the organizers, but in the people voting. Like how what do you guys do? Well, it's okay.
Nataka Romy
what more do you want? But these are so that's my top 5 list. Kuna like you at number 5, MC Left Arms, the Untitled EP. Kuna Frequency, kuna Sadfa, alafu number 1 ni Antidote. Yes.
Irauka.
Yeah.
Top 2.
Sasa mimi nimekuja ku break the mold. But check it first of all, mimi sina top 5. As in sisi rank, like I cannot rank music in terms of like hii ndiko juu nyingine. Lakini niko na like 5.
Okay.
I'm a 4. I'm a maybe 2. Nikiangalia honestly
disclaimers nyingi
mazejo Sadfa I enjoy vile Tuambie yoandika kwa hii Sadfa. Nasikia iko ni project na shina kiko back to jumu feel like every time Tuambie na drop a project ni kama sikuangi ready for it. So although like nilisikiza prematurely kwa sababu yenu like ningesikiza next year.
Najua hizo sawa.
Like it was a lot of work. Anyway, ni kitu bado like I'm getting into na enjoy sonically, and then pia vile ime produce na Kili Black. And then Antidote as in watu wamekam wow, like I enjoy that project. Then Frequency in terms of ili approach you artistically, like it's so diverse na si kitu nilikuwa na expect. And then kama ile iko na hiyo piece liko yeye Mido na Gladys Sela. It's cause as vile mwambe nikisikiza on the first play, like I usually siangalia the track list, siangalia how
long the duration of the project.
Amata siangalia ka song inaanza, siangalia how long the song is. I just let everything play. So I didn't realize nilikuwa nadhani Sela was broken up into like 2 or 3 songs. But when I found it was just one, I loved it even the more. Like it was, I really enjoyed that. And the fact that I alitupia like some boom bap, like akatupia shots. Wow. naweza sema like you, lakini ni kusema tu kwa sababu like ndio ni jaze kwa sababu like ina rap mingi like so is it really like a rap, you know? Amesema yela and see left up ali akanifanya nikamreconsider.
Okay.
But sasa naweza sema yeye nimereconsider, no, ile nimekuwa nikireconsider na ni a very weird one.
It's okay. It's for the lama.
System.
Ni akina wakardinali.
Which is madness.
Sasa the kuku interject kidogo, the challenge ninge pose for wewe na Musoti ni tukiangalia Victims of Madness ilitoka 28th November. Alafu Untitled ilitoka 9th November. Is that really enough to put it in a conversation? Cause nikifanya my analysis ya Uncut Hip Hop Awards, nikipitia list ya the nominees, I mentioned that a lot. Cause kulikuwa na projects mbili zenye zilikuwa kwa hiyo list. Kumbuka nominations za Uncut zilianza 9th November. Then zilikuwa for 2 weeks. Kulikuwa na DWMD ya Jovi which ilitoka 27th October. Unaona 9-10 days to the nomination. Alafu kulikuwa na Azanya na wana ya Fikra which ilitoka 31st October.
So there's 9 days, 8 days.
Alafu tunaiput kwa convoy an entire year. So naweza put the same question to you.
Mimi
Pia Triple XL as best hip hop song of the year, because I think it took because I remember we did the reaction for it and it was like
I think it took October, September,
2 or 3 weeks old. So yeah.
Mimi I'd say yes. Unaona what date wakati antidote ilitokea what
I think you're just filling your list up.
No, I'm not filling my list up. I am not filling my list up. Wakati antidote ilitokea nilikwambia it's the best album. After nimesikiza the first listen, kuna vitu zingine zinasikia uko like yes, this is the one. And this was the same feeling niliget wakati niliget album the left arm. This was the one.
To fill your top 5.
I don't to fill my top 5, to take a slot in the high throne and represent Kenya on my list.
So,
it was the one.
No, but okay.
Unajua ni kitu yenye sometimes chakula ikiwa tamu unaweza sikia tuna harufu. Alafu sema hii chakula ni tamu, it's going to be one of the best meals I've ever eaten. Irauka, asante sana, chakula ilikuwa tamu. You wanted it on video, there it is.
Hapo can still challenge you some more, but ni sawa. But ni sawa. So let's start imesha hivyo, si ndio, with the final.
Hizo mbili ziko tentative. And then
so wakadinali na nani? Na Nyash. Wakadinali na
left out.
On left team.
Lakini sema kumenyesha ameingia top kwa sababu ya Mungu ataka 5. Kama Mungu ataka 4 angekuwa.
So recap for us.
Frequency. Actually that has ni more than, si ndio?
Because umesema tra.
Ni 5
Umesema tra with sad form, umesema antidote na so ili umesema frequency ya checkmate, umesema lucky you ya Nyash.
Lucky you basi.
So lucky you.
Lucky.
So tuweke nani left MC the Untitled EP alafu na wakadinali.
Na wakadinali. Na hizo mbili ni like I need more listens.
Okay.
Like kabla umesema sasa kama hivi vile musikiza muziki like it's not enough time. It's not enough time. Because hizi zingine kwanza compare to them usikata vile nimekuambia detail yao. Like nimesikiza lakini hizi zingine ni like nimesikia lakini
nimesikiza.
Like I need to get into them more and more. Ndio ni pia ni feel kama the things that zina resonate na mimi.
Roger, tupatie your top 5.
Alright, well, me zangu zifika 5 and I'm not ashamed. So
okay, na you
so zangu ni 4 because I couldn't
careless.
Real quick with wakadinali sijasikiza to its entirety, so sisema with left time I feel it was too familiar.
Ngoja, why you mentioning them? Kako kwa list yako?
Because they are on their list.
Okay.
I am commenting on their list.
Oh, sawa.
Play.
Acha Rose, endelea. Move on.
Okay, so
Tight.
like you, Nyashinski.
Uh-huh.
I liked the sound. It was a very feel good album. And this year was a year that we needed feel good music for you to just listen, not to get lost in the vibe or whatever. Number 3, Antidote. Antidote bars.
Yeah, tuko na same albums man.
Maze.
Tuko na same albums.
Tunajua what to
Tuko on the list moja. On the list moja.
I like it.
Yeah, so Antidote number 3. Number 2, I would give Satfa. By Trouble.
I was sure.
Anyway. Number 1, I'd give to Frequency. By Checkmate.
So like you,
Antidote, Satfa, na Frequency.
Umesema mbona?
Why they ranked that way or
mbona hiyo
mingi la kujua rank
Frequency na Kenyan influence.
Oh, okay. Why they ranked that way?
Just briefly.
So like you, channel like you. Antidote, I ndio hard hitting bars. It was a really good project, but for me, while bars ndio, I usually prefer like a story
Concepts.
that naweza get lost in, and which is one of the reasons why Frequency is number 1, because you know,
makes sense,
because of the stories I can get lost in. And another reason why Frequency is number 1 is Seller.
Seller was the seller.
Man, it really was.
Yeah.
But not for Musot.
No.
Not now. Check the review.
Yes, exactly.
We send it all.
Everything
is there.
For Satfa, really for Satfa, really great project. I really loved the production, the writing. The only thing that made for me Frequency edge it kidogo was again Seller. So like the I don't know, it's just like your approach, you're right. Najoishi yako ni
Achana umsewe nele. We ignore.
So
we forgot those stories. Tulimaliza.
So you know, stuff like Seller, like Shots, Kimbia, considering meaning sewa stories and you know, I could get lost in. I think if for me looking at it that way, Frequency had more of that than Satfa. The musicality of Frequency again was there with the different sounds and everything. I really love production in Satfa with the jazz feel and the laid back, the track and Ali write a beat, you know, and the writing and the concept of Satfa and how, you know, the timeliness of it all, because in the record you were during this Corona period and everything.
Yeah, the Roman man.
Yeah, but again it goes back to what I said. I love stories that I can get lost in, and when you match that with good writing and good production, then yeah. So number 4 like you, number 3 Antidote, number 2 Satfa, and number 1 Checkmate Mido with Frequency.
Ukiwa kama ni fan wa Kenyan hip hop najua kutoka na hii list sana. Tunawapatia tu kwa jina same.
I like it. Kwani mnasikiza nganini hii?
I don't feel like unafaa kusema tu yako ya tano and that's it.
Yeah, true, and then the order.
By the way, tunapata the same list.
No, but those 4 projects were head and shoulders above. Apart from like you for you. So let's say those 3 projects were head and shoulders above everything else. Then you mean meskia this year, so yeah.
Na nilikuwa nasema hivyo maybe perhaps kuji exonerate, but nimesikiza more albums than I say. So
undoubtedly
nimesikiza a lot of Kenyan projects generally this year. but pia Kenyan hip hop albums. Nimesikia a lot of Kenyan albums sana, lots of new MCs kudiscover mziki. And but the list inabaki almost the same. Juu kuna vitu si uangalia kwa kazi si upenda na kazi si usikiza. And kama watching the reviews, you can tell what we are inclined to like more na to enjoy. But pia si uangalia kazi objectively, kuangalia what the artist has given us na kuchambua as a piece of work. With that being said, so my top 5 Kenyan hip hop albums of 2020.
Starting from 5.
List yangu ingekuwa na 6.
But
unlike these other people. But
ndio yangu ni 4, pesa ma 6.
Sasa iko na 3. But so an additional one which
is hizo 6
kuko na variety.
I like it.
an additional one
Ni zako na
which would be top 10.
That's one yenyewe. You listen different.
Which would be number 6 ni the Change, the EP ya Steph the Rapper. Na nilikuwa amazed that I came to know Steph the Rapper this year. Nikasikiza Change ilinibamba sana. I loved how she was telling the stories in the EP, how the EP sounded. I love how she rapped on the project. Though nimekuwa na concerns with I think 1 or 2 of her tracks after the EP, which I mentioned when nilikuwa naongelea my review ya the nominees kwa category ya female artist of the year on Cut. But I loved the project na easily kwa list ya the FMCs and the female artist kwa hiyo list. I love her music more than the others. But the point ni nilienjoy kusikiza Change, a new artist, and I loved the project. Liko an EP toka early this year in January. That was number 6, just a bonus one. Number 5 would be Lap by Little Pantheon. Luki na Polaris, Pauline, my heart goes out to you.
Checky.
My heart goes out to you.
I'd forgotten about that.
What?
Hata mimi mazi.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, you should.
It's a mixtape.
I changed my
I think kutoka August, September, sikumbuki the exact month.
Back in that.
But kuna my process ya kusikiza music inakuanga I listen to the whole thing from start to end bila kupause, especially on the first listens. This is a mixtape that made me pause to go and make a tweet about. It rarely happens. And another album made me do that last week. And nilikuwa nakumbuka if kuna any other album nilihave kupause na akukuwa nayo besides Lap, ya Luki, na Polaris, na the Allegory ya Royce. Those are the only projects nimesikiza this year I had to pause and go make a post about.
Ujisikia Allegory?
Lap, man, that mixtape, the storytelling in that mixtape, from start to end.
The way it's woven.
Sana, woven very well, very ilinibamba.
But ukifanyia review
sijui
hata umelala mbeka isahau iko kwa list yangu.
Love Little Pantheon, napenda hiyo project sana. That's number 5. Number 4 I'd go with Frequency, Checkmate Mido, and I think just by enough reasons. And even for the review nilisema kwa hii project you are witnessing a master at work. And I summarize to you, literally witnessing a master at work. Number 3, I'll have Sadfa EP, ya Traboli na Akili Black. And again, the jazzy and easy instrument zenye walikuwa nazo, and the feel ya production ya Akili Black. We talked about it kwa the review. It's so different, it feels different, sounds different. Alafu the rhyming abilities that Traboli and his writing, unajua And for me, since mupenda projects that
Pena
ikosi scheme, the chef is so pristine. For me, napenda projects that I keep going back to. In terms of the lyrics, the layers and peel the layers, and for Tragolini easy because that's how he writes. How he writes. So that's number 3. And just also to mention, my other criteria, this list in general, ilikuwa naangalia the projects that I went back to the most this year. Then I kept on going back to and playing and also thinking about and missing.
I think I know your number 1.
And missing. Number do. Man, Black Swahili.
Then I know your number 1.
Black Swahili Antidote. Antidote for me, bars and beats. yo venye Musote alisema kama unapenda tu hip hop and English love, banging beats and you
unapenda
bars,
kushinda album of the
year, hip hop.
Okay, sawa.
unapenda war.
Antidote was the antidote of the year. I'm not just thinking about the name and how they did it, when you push. And then the writing in that project, literally you have the best from Nakuru in a project together.
Come to think of it, I understand why Antidote did not win Hip Hop Album of the Year, because it shows how alien the game is and how much it needs an antidote. Hakusikia
Antidote, but Antidote, crazy penmanship, crazy beats. And for me, the only reason my number 1 in I edge ni because of the creativity behind the project and the production and how the artist expressed his creativity for the entire project.
Lucky You by Nyashinsky.
Yeah, man. For me, Lucky You takes my number 1 project.
Yeah, I knew you'd be shocked because we
nakumbuka unasikia ukiniambia Antidote ilikuwa inachukua your list. For me, when Antidote came out nikaisikiza and nilikuwa nafikiria list ya hip hop projects of the year. The nini, I had that debate with myself. Nilikuwa najiambia okay, so there is Antidote here, such an amazing project. And then kuna Lucky You kumetoka April, 2 months before Black Swahili's project. And even through the entire year I kept going back to Lucky You more. I enjoyed the project more. But sasa nikiangalia the production, quality of the production, and also production in terms of how the music sounds,
how it was layered,
how Nyash did his thing creatively. With his voice and his writing. For me, through the entire year I've been thinking about it. You're looking at age Antidote for me, because I felt Antidote could still do a lot in terms of the production, unajua. And then sasa Nyash as an artist and his creativity for me ili surpass. And again, no, nakumbuka even touching on his question. Again, pia nikifanya nini yangu ya Uncut, niko nasema the other albums I would have put on the nominations list would have been Frequency ya Checkmate na Lucky You ya Nyash. But nika mention the fact that one, naona they're not focusing on mainstream artists, so inaweza toa Nyash, but pia the debate whether
poetry,
whether Nyash ni hip hop, the project whether it's hip hop or not, unajua. But Kenya umesema pia it has hip hop, unajua. It's a hip hop project.
Ngoja. So if a project has 2 hip hop tracks or 3 hip hop tracks, and the nini, so it has 3 hip hop tracks and it's a 4-track project, hizo zingine ziko na like buzz here and there, lakini mostly msini, is that a hip hop project or is that just
doesn't Drake do hip hop? Doesn't Drake do hip hop?
He says it, he doesn't for him.
Ikimeisha basi.
Unajua hiyo categorize hivyo kwa nini? Ndio ashinde Grammys za R&B na nini, cause
but then
nimechoka umeshinda.
Tyler the Creator also said something along that lines, that if why is it that when a black man wins a Grammy, gets nominated, it's like automatically like mostly a hip hop, under the hip hop category. I don't know, I'm paraphrasing or something like that. I'll say this. I do understand where your confusion is.
Me too. I really do.
Hip hop, whatever. It isn't a typical hip hop album, but I feel it was that way because of how expansive the sound is and how expansive his musicality is. But it can have the hip hop elements to it.
Hiyo debate inaweza form. It's an interesting conversation. Pia niliona someone bring up some time back on Facebook, na nafeel something tunaweza delve into kwa a different discussion just about categorization ya genres. Na also looking at artists and where artists categorize themselves. Now, for instance, if you are a hip hop MC, ama if you identify as a hip hop artist, and then to say you sing, let's say you sing and on a reggae beat, what is that? So kuna hizi nuances and intersections that we can delve into more.
Okay.
But that was my list. Steph Change, and then Lap, Little Pantheon, Frequency at number 4, and then I had Sadfa, ya Trabolina, Kili Black, and then I had Antidote, ya Black Swahili, and then I had Nyashinsky, na Lucky You. Which projects did you enjoy the most this year? Which did you keep going back to? Gani ulipenda sana? Anything that what's your criteria? Na tell us your top 5 projects, Kenyan hip hop projects za this year hapo kwa comment section, na tuambie what you think about your list.
Yeah.
Do you feel we should expand our tastes?
Ama we should get someone with different tastes to join in.
Considering
Tuambie.
like I think this year I've listened to more Kenyan hip hop
than ever
projects than ni na niko high school nilikuwa nasikiza nilistangu put me on Kali. Back when Kali was doing mixtapes.
Yeah. When I rap.
Yo, anyway.
That's it from us. Asante sana kwa kuwatch, subscribe na like kama unapenda hii content.
Yeah.
Peace out.